Hello and welcome back to our Top 5 Interview Question-Answer Manual Testing series. In our previous videos, we covered some important interview questions and their answers related to manual testing. If you missed them, make sure to check them out for valuable insights. Today, we are here with the third video in our series. In this video, we will be discussing 5 more frequently asked scenario-based interview questions related to manual testing and their answers. These questions have been carefully selected to help you prepare better for your upcoming interviews. We will be providing detailed explanations and examples to help you understand the concepts better. So, make sure to listen carefully to every answer. We understand that interviews can be nerve-wracking, but we're here to help you feel confident and ready to tackle any question that comes your way. Without further ado, let's dive into the third video in our Top 5 Interview Question-Answer Manual Testing series. Question: how would you test a login page for a website? Answer: to test a login page, you should first ensure that the page loads correctly and that all the fields, such as username and password, are visible and working. Then, you should try to log in with valid credentials to make sure that the user is able to log in successfully. Next, you should try to log in with invalid credentials to make sure that the user is not able to log in. Additionally, you should test the "Forgot Password" feature to make sure it's working correctly. Finally, you should test for any security vulnerabilities such as SQL injection or cross-site scripting attacks. Question: how would you test a shopping cart feature for an e-commerce website? Answer: to test a shopping cart feature, you should first ensure that the user is able to add items to the cart and that the items are displayed correctly. Then, you should check if the user is able to update the quantity of items in the cart, and if the prices are calculated correctly. Next, you should test if the user is able to remove items from the cart and if the cart is emptied correctly. Finally, you should test if the user is able to check out and if the payment gateway is working correctly. Question: how would you test a file upload feature for a web application? Answer: to test a file upload feature, you should first test if the file upload functionality is working correctly by trying to upload files of different sizes and formats. Next, you should test for file validation, such as checking if the user is only able to upload specific file types or if there are any file size restrictions. You should also test for error handling, such as what happens if the user tries to upload a corrupt or invalid file. Finally, you should test if the uploaded files are stored correctly on the server and if they can be accessed by the user. Question: how would you test a search functionality for a website? Answer: to test a search functionality, you should first test if the search box is visible and working correctly. Next, you should test if the search results are displayed correctly, and if they are relevant to the search query. You should also test for pagination, such as checking if the user is able to navigate to the next page of search results. Additionally, you should test for filters, such as checking if the user is able to filter search results based on various criteria. Finally, you should test for performance, such as checking how quickly the search results are displayed. Question: how would you test a form validation feature for a website? Answer: to test a form validation feature, you should first test if all the required fields are marked as mandatory and if they are validated correctly. Next, you should test for field-level validation, such as checking if the user is able to enter only valid email addresses or phone numbers. You should also test for length validation, such as checking if the user is able to enter only a certain number of characters in a field. Finally, you should test for error handling, such as checking if error messages are displayed correctly and if the user is not able to submit the form until all the required fields are filled out correctly. That's it for today's video on scenario-based manual testing interview questions and answers. I hope this video has been helpful to you in preparing for your next manual testing interview. Remember to always stay calm and composed during the interview, and try to provide clear and concise answers to the interviewer's questions. If you have any questions or feedback on this video, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos on manual testing and other related topics. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.